Kia ora. This is your reading, collective reading. For everybody out there, thanks for joining me at the Lightroom forecast. So we'll just do a collective reading, take what resonates, obviously, and leave what does not. Let us see. Let's get some cards out. General thoughts around this up and coming full moon in Virgo. Kind of slightly sobering time, you could say, where we kind of maybe make some alterations, reviews, alterations, course direction, changes at this full moon in relation to what our intentions were at the last new moon. So a sobering period. Let's get one more card. Okay, so let's see. We've got death, yes. Changes are afoot. We know death, it's something new is beginning, something different, something maybe that we've been thinking about for a while. If we're speaking collectively here and do, as I said, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. We're speaking collectively, there is so much change occurring at this current time. We're in that middle zone, 2 of discs here. So within that, there's always a level of tension. This is what we've been getting lately for these collective readings. And I think the last lot of new moon readings, we had that 2 of discs coming out a lot because we're keeping a balance when there's a lot of movement going on around us. We've got the Princess of Discs here. Something new is coming through, but there is a period of time, obviously, that liminal zone where we pass through before this new period, this new thing comes along. Changes are afoot. And then we have the universe. We're learning something in this process. We're learning globally, collectively. We really are entering a kind of new zone. So let's just clarify here. Not that we really need to, in some respects, for this full moon in Virgo time. You know, Virgo really is quite particular about perfecting something, working at something to make it better, to see improvement, to work on that aspect. I guess the other side of that is that we can be very critical and often quite self-critical in that Virgoian archetype. So here we have the devil coming out here. We're looking at here our, you know, those things that bind us, you know, sorting the wheat, I guess you could say, from the chaff, all of that sort of stuff. These are the things that bind us, or that we rely on, that we depend on, that aren't actually that beneficial for us anymore. And so it seems natural here that we try to understand those things that aren't beneficial for us anymore on a collective level, whether that's systems or ways of doing things, whatever it happens to be. Change can be an exciting time. We've got the King of Wands here. This is charisma. It's taking risks, but it's being confident that where we're aiming for is a good alternative, you know, whatever that happens to be. Princess of Discs. Princess of Discs. Gestation. A timing involved in this card. for the collective. Change takes time. And I guess it's good to have a clear direction within that. Change takes time. Excuse me, change can be uncomfortable. Of course, we see that on an individual level. We see it, difficult times of change, but sometimes necessary. All the seven's been of a level of assessment. We're standing up for our principles, all of that sort of stuff, but we need to really know we're on even ground when we're doing that. We also have a slow development, a slow movement to a better place collectively, to a better place psychologically for the individual. This represents a calmer period. And then we have justice, rebalancing, rejigging, reconfiguring the whole setup. And let's look at the world, the universe. It seems sort of prominent in some ways at this time when we think about human justice, the idea of that combined with natural law. There's quite a big chasm there, because the people that are making the laws or that sort of thing, who are in control of structures, we like to think there's a level of wisdom. And I think more so now we need to see that. We need to see equality, and we need to see that there is a level of wisdom in some of the big decision-making things that are going on globally. This is always a kind of human condition, isn't it? The struggle for what some see as right, the struggle for equality in this world. Anywho, let's see the world, the universe. The universe. Again, we're sort of bookended a little bit here in this reading. There are lessons to be learnt, because when we have the world here coming up, it tells us that we go through a process in order to learn, don't we? And whatever that is, whether it's on a huge scale, whether it's just in a simple way in our own lives, we learn along the way. We do not know everything. We are not always right and we are not always wrong. We can only come from our own perspective, from our own experience. But if we're open to learning, we get to pass through. We get to move through into something new, into a new, this is the continuum of life, isn't it? There's something that needs to be shed here with that 10, that there's a burden. We see it everywhere at the moment. And then, of course, we've got the 2 of discs coming up again. So we ride it out, this period of change. And at this full moon, lunation in Virgo, maybe it is a sobering moment. Maybe a few things collectively and individually are revealed to us in order to give us an idea of how to course correct, I guess. We'll just get a Brian Froud, a few cards here. Brian Froud, Pixie and Fairy. And thanks for liking, sharing and tuning in. All of that stuff really helps to keep this going. Let's see. Now, we had 2 cards here. well, it changes the algorithm, of course, to allow more people to see the channel. Look, we've got two quite contrasty things here, which really does make quite a lot of sense. Singer of the Chalice. This is like an Ace of Cups. Open, full, and pouring forth. All of those wonderful things. Combined with that, we've got the Glancona, which is a card of deceptions. Now, whether the deceptions that we, illusions that we have within ourselves, or that we have collectively, this is the question, isn't it? And this is what we work on at this time of this full moon in Virgo. So thanks for joining me. Take good care, and if you're seeing this, all the other astro signs will be up there. So ka kite, thank you very much.